Hello, this is a video about sales and marketing and everything else. And it's a response to Mr. Seth Godin, a phenomenal salesperson, marketing person, a great speaker. And he says, in sales, you communicate emotion. Well, I made another video where Mr. Dixon, a futurist, says the same, and of course there isn't probably a successful person who doesn't tell you the same. I mean, Mr. Reagan, Gorbachev, was it Khrushchev? Who cares? Get that wall down. And in any case, we have known Mr. Reagan to be a great communicator. Every movie star is a great communicator. They're able to take a script and make it emotional. They can cry on command. They learn those type of things. They really do. I've seen John Travolta doing it in person, 2 feet away from me, showing about 15 or 20 people of us not how to do it, just that he could do it. Okay, it is actually emotional to watch it. It's emotional to watch, to talk to a guy about business, and then he says, then he goes, okay, good, and he shows you how he, can put that emotion out. Did Reagan use that to convince us? Who gives a hoot? All right. So Seth Godin says that. Everyone else says that. Ladies and gentlemen, so let me tell a little bit how you can do that. Okay, number one, you got to get personally involved. You really got to get emotionally involved. You got to get passionate about it. You got to try to figure out something new every minute, every day. For instance, when I tell people to shoot video for the internet, which is super important, I mean, the internet is a communication tool. The internet and the YouTube and all that baloney out there, which is phenomenal. Please, YouTube people, do not cut all my videos off because I said YouTube is a baloney, because it's just not. What I'm saying is it's a phenomenal tool, but it's a tool and a tool only. No great engineer is made because of a hammer or whatever. No great doctor is made only because of a new laser machine. It's him with his utter knowledge and with his emotion. People in, oh, this is a good one. In the healthcare industry, you will, and I consult the healthcare industry at tremendous lots, dentists and podiatrists, optometrists, chiropractors, MDs, name it, dermatologists, stuff. I do very badly. I mean, actually, I don't do badly. We do well with them, but I sign up very little, if any, plastic surgeons. They're probably not very emotional people. I mean, woo, whatever. Maybe they are. Maybe I do them on chest, and maybe one day I will go for a facelift myself. Who knows? Ladies and gentlemen, you know very well people get well by putting their arm around them, and you're going to be okay. I know that because I was a kid. I was sick. I'm not anymore. Haven't seen a doctor in literally 40 years. Maybe 50, 40. Okay. So anyway, emotion is important. You heal people by emotion. Science in the medical field is important, of course. It's super important, of course. We don't want to miss it. But the emotion, the art, the caring, take it away. And if you're a doctor and don't cure lots of people for some reason, not saying you do, just if it happens to you, I'm telling you what's wrong with you, not your professional knowledge, your emotion. If you don't have enough business, I'm telling you what's wrong with you. No emotion, no passion. It all became numbers and money and, insurance and blah, blah, blah. No emotion. So, in any way, you first got to get emotional, very emotional. Please don't compare emotion with misemotion. When you get irritated about things, and when you cry about, feel victim about the $10,000 secretary stole 10 years ago, and you're still like in the shit because of it, and actually, yeah, well, I had this big downfall in the stock market in the year 2000, and then I finally made it out again, and then 2007 came. Well, that's misemotion. That's not emotion. Okay? That's misemotion. If you cry because your mom died, that's emotion. That's good. If you knock somebody's light out because you see him standing there burning your house down and laughing, well, that's good emotion. If you cry because your mom died 20 years after she died, that's misemotion. If you start kicking out everybody's light because one guy burned down your house, that's misemotion. All right. How can you get the community to be emotional about you? And I'm talking now the community which isn't even your patients. This is very important. You see, as small business owners who work in a relatively small area, a referral business is kind of important, even though none of us can live off it. You know, I mean, I do get referrals. I always have. In fact, my business probably started because of referrals. I really, really believe so. Do you understand? A doctor in New York, 18 years ago, my first client ever. He referred me 2, 3, 4 clients almost right off the bat within a few months. And trust you me, that was super, super, super helpful. I mean, I maybe wouldn't be there if it wouldn't have happened. Not only any, continued after. Then there were many, many other ones. By the way, that very same client, we just started doing business together again 18 years later. Now, so here's the thing. How can you get, however, the community which has not been in your practice, not been in your shop, mechanic shop, restaurant, whatever, how can you get them to refer to you? I'll tell you something. Number one, you need to get emotional with them about stuff which has nothing to do with your profession. Nothing. Nothing whatsoever. Doesn't mean you couldn't get emotional about something to do with your profession also. But 80% or some such whatever number, there's no black and white, should be about things which have nothing to do with your profession. Why do you think there's so much business done on the golf course? Because people let their guards down, they talk about other stuff, probably golf ball. I wouldn't know, I've never stepped on a golf course, even though my brother owned one. He didn't let me step on it, that son of a gun. You know, because in Austria, they said, you have to have a handicap to step on that golf course. You can go over there and swing the ball on this, whatever, training ground. I go, no, I want to go up there on this hill and play. This is the hill I used to play when I was a kid. Now you own the goddamn shit and put a golf course there. I want to go and play. Oh, no, you cannot, he said. Screw you, I said. In a little nicer way, but kind of, you know, like, and go and have a beer. But people do that, and that's what you need to do. So there is things you can do with children, with old people, and with poor people, which will get in turn the community, the fire department, the cross department, the mayor, the city council, the school teachers, the priests and the rabbis, the Boy Scout leaders, the sports club leaders. It will get them to talk about you without you having go there and participate in a meeting, without you having go there and donate money and all that. No. Now, you might have to learn that there's lots of videos on this site or on, you just find your way through. I'm actually literally giving all the goddamn information for free. Now, the truth of the matter is most of you will not go through and do it all by yourself. It's like going to those real estate seminars, and I love them. 1983, I think, I attended the first real estate seminar in Denver, Colorado, and it was a great seminar. I paid $20 whopping to get in. I bought no book afterwards, not because I didn't believe in it, because I didn't have those $700, $800, $900, $1,000 they charged for those goddamn books. And again, please, they were good books because the data was good. So anyway, yes, they work. I did buy real estate. However, I bought a lot in the next 10 years, in the next 1 year. However, I found out from the speaker right there in that seminar, I found out that the best one person or two in that whole room will do it. Now, there wasn't 5 of them people in that room. There was 1,000 people in that room. 1,000 people were in that room. One, and he himself said only one maybe will do it. And I actually somebody else standing, you know, after the seminar is over, the speaker gets a crowd of people around, and I was one of them, never opening my mouth because too many other people were much faster asking questions than I was. And I was fine because I wanted to know what they said anyway. And this one guy said, so, gee, he says, this doesn't work, you mean? Oh, no, he says, it works. It's just you guys won't do it. You won't do it. And then as I did it, and as I have shown and seen other people, and as I've attended many of those seminars, I noticed I would go to seminars and I would say, so ever been? Oh yeah, dozens of them. How many houses? None. Or, you know, people, they buy this huge course package, even maybe coaching with it, and then the package goes from the kitchen table, where it lands at the beginning, to the living room table, to the family room table, to some side office, to the garage. Never to be seen again, unopened most of the time. Even if it was opened, people don't want to crawl around houses and 100 of them till one of them works out, stuff like that. So changes are, well, if you're not passionate, if you're not getting emotional involved, you won't do any of the steps. If you do, those steps are not brain surgery, you can do them. However, there are companies like my one out there which help you doing that. Make sure that you get a company there which, so to say, is original on it, which is emotional about it. So you might just as well do it with us for all purpose. Okay, so yes, this can be done. You can involve the community, that they talk about you as a jolly good fellow guy. And if you, no matter how high on a profession you are, no matter how low, no matter what you think, whether this works or doesn't, let me tell you something. Whether you like it or not, it's all up to you. Keep in mind, I don't like root canals, and yet they work. Needing it and wanting to do it are two different things. All right? And keep this in mind. Don't be the guy who knows all the things which won't work, but doesn't know a single thing which does work. Don't be that guy, because there are plenty of them out there. 80% to 90% of your competition is like that. So if you want to be like that, you make it very easy for the 5, 10 or 15% who are not like that, because you guys are not showing up to the game. And I have mentioned it before in other videos. I do, this is October, I mean this is actually August of 2010, and we had a couple of years of not so good economy. Before that, however, we had 10, 12 years of phenomenal economy. Phenomenal in terms of people spending money, whether that was good, bad, whether that was fake, all people spent money. Loans were easy to get, credit cards were easy to get, people bought shit they didn't need. And I'm not saying they didn't need a bariatric surgery and a crown and a bridge and an implant and chiropractic adjustments and bunions. I'm not saying they didn't need that stuff. I'm just saying they would spend it easier. Now they don't. And if you're not becoming a great marketer, you're finished, you're dead. It doesn't matter what good of a surgeon you are. It doesn't matter what good of a car mechanic you are. Well, maybe car mechanics are accepted of that, because maybe we're all driving old cars and we keep having to fix them so that they run. So maybe this doesn't apply to you. To most of us, it applies. And you better become a great marketer, and you better get emotionally involved out there, whether you like it or not. On top of it, you should like it. In another video, I've mentioned how a dean of Harvard says that they are not admitting people into their school for their MBA schools who haven't been emotionally involved before with people, who haven't been in community involved, because if they're not great leaders. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, or maybe didn't say in this video, plastic surgeons never do business with me. We here and there made a few sales presentations to them, they inquire, and then they end up not doing business with me, because they do not appeal to they appeal to the vanity of people. Well, first of all, you can get emotional about vanity of people too, but trust you me, the average plastic surgeon guy, who does he get as a patient? Mom, dad. He doesn't get jolly whatever Brad Pitt's wife is. And does she like children? Looks to me she does. She has a bunch of them herself, adopted. So you do things with children, you're telling me it doesn't appeal to her? I don't know how many examples I need to make. In the old days, getting emotionally involved was the marketing. And why would that be done now? Just like in the old days, we ate herbs and stuff like that to stay healthy and good food. And it worked. Yeah, we live longer today, but that has not all that much to do with medicine. Forget it. Of course, it has lots to do with medicine. So the modern medicine is fine, but only because something new comes doesn't mean the old one is outdated. It doesn't mean the old one isn't needed anymore. The principle of the old one is the same, and that's what I meant with YouTube and stuff. You know, those are tools to make us communicating more, so we don't have to go anymore on a donkey like Jesus Christ from one hill to the other one, and then speak off the hill, and probably people that didn't understand anything and stuff like that, and then send the apostles out, and they had to go and get half killed to travel. We don't have to do that anymore. We push a button and millions of people could possibly hear us. But the principle is the same. And was Jesus Christ emotional? Become emotional. Bye-bye.